Good afternoon, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma here. We are breaking in right now with a severe thunderstorm warning. Let me get my camera up here real quick. This just popped in like 30 seconds ago. This is a severe thunderstorm warning on the west side of Grand Rapids. National Weather Service in Grand Rapids issued this severe thunderstorm warning for west central Kent County and east central Ottawa County in southwest Michigan until 5:15. At 4:50, a severe thunderstorm was located near Allendale, Grand Valley State University, or 12 miles west of Grand Rapids, moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour winds and a tornado is possible with the storm. Locations impacted by this severe thunderstorm warning include Grand Rapids, Wyoming, Walker, Coopersville, Allendale, Wright, Lamont, Grand Valley, Eastmanville, and Marne. Again, remain alert for a possible tornado with this storm. We're going to go ahead and zoom in right now. The rotation center right now is directly over Lake Michigan Drive. On the right side of your screen here is your rotational couplet. You can see over the last couple scans it has kind of grown a little bit wider in nature, but it is a little bit more broad in the latest scan, so it is weakening just a tad. However, the rotation is still there. It is at severe limits now. This orange box on your screen is there, and again, this rotation is right where the reds and greens are pretty close to each other here on this side, this right side of the screen. Again, red is away from radar, green is wind heading towards. Where they meet in the middle there, that's where the rotation would be centered. So it's right over, literally right over Grand Valley State University right now. Twilight Way, 40th Avenue, and Bliss Street, heading up towards Leonard Street at Linden Drive. Again, this is moving out to the northeast at 20 miles per hour. If you know anyone at Grand Valley State University, this is a rotational couplet directly over the university itself. Again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning for the possibility of a tornado. There's not a tornado warning in effect, but they put it in the severe thunderstorm warning text. Otherwise, it is for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Again, the atmosphere today is favorable for thunderstorms to rotate. We have seen across the area today multiple reports of wall clouds coming in. And a wall cloud basically shows us that there is signs of rotation. There's a mesocyclone out there, and at the surface, some of that upper level rotation is starting to mix down to the surface. So we do have this storm out here directly over Grand Ledge as well, which is rotating right now, and that has shown signs of producing a wall cloud. In fact, I think we have Clayton here who has a quick shot of that real quick. Let's go ahead and take him. Yeah, so he is right in Grand Ledge right now. He has a view of that. I believe that is the wall cloud. Or maybe he's driving away from it. I can't really tell there. Does look like it. But we'll go back to the right. What's up? Yep, go ahead.
Hey guys, right now for those that are wondering, this is Drew. I am chasing a cell that is severe warned. Very low wall cloud on this cell, very low base. So if I'd be in the path of the storm, I'd be definitely paying attention here closely. Very low wall cloud, very low base on this storm. Back to you, Joel.
Thank you. The severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for portions of Ottawa and Kent counties, so it's going to be eastern Ottawa and western Kent. It does include downtown Grand Rapids. However, this cell is sliding off to the northeast. But again, if you are in Grand Rapids and points north up towards Walker, Comstock Park, this is heading your way. You can see on the right side of your screen there, that is the rotational couplet. As it passed through Allendale, is now passing directly over Grand Valley State University and heading up towards Marne and Walker within probably the next 5 to 10 minutes. Again, so we have Drew out there in Grand Valley, and we have Clayton out in Grand Ledge. I don't know if I accidentally said Grand Valley, but Clayton's in Grand Ledge, Drew's in Grand Valley. Grand Ledge storm is also rotating right now. There's no warning on that one, but it does have a funnel cloud, or not a funnel cloud, a wall cloud on that. So multiple cells with multiple wall clouds, and again, a wall cloud is basically the first signs of a rotating thunderstorm. Now, I will say you can get a wall cloud that is non-rotating in nature, but on a day like today where there is a lot of shear out there, again, there is a little bit of rotation associated with this. So again, we have chasers on these storms. You can see it in the top of your screen, the second screen from the right. That is actually the wall cloud in Grand Ledge over in Lansing, where that storm is not warned. And so that storm does have signs of some weak rotation there. But again, no warning in the Lansing area, but there is a severe warning for possible tornado 60-mile-per-hour winds in the Grand Rapids area. So if you haven't already, feel free to hit the like button. Share will go a long ways as well, especially if you know anyone in this populated portion of the state over in West Michigan. And this is heading towards Walker and Marne, just passed over Grand Valley State University. It is now exiting the campus at this time. So about 5 minutes away from being good in Allendale/Grand Valley. But again, if you're in Marne, Walker, up towards Comstock Park, this is heading in your direction there. Again, right side of your screen is the rotational couplet. You can see on the left side of the screen the intensity of rain. It's kind of just buried within the storm, so do not wait to see it. Again, there's a lot of precipitation out there. Again, you likely will not see it because of the rain shield out in front of it, so please take your shelter immediately if you are in this orange box in Ottawa and Kent County. Go ahead and stop the loop there. Again, this is moving rather slowly, so it's still sitting over Linden Drive right now near Buchanan Street. And Drew is out there on Lake Michigan right now, so he is right up next to it. I'm not sure if you have his chase. Drew, are you still in here? He's not in here. Okay. See if I can pull his chase cam in, if he has it live or not. He might not. Does not appear so. But again, he's right up next to it. If there is something, he will let us know. At the current time, though, it's just a wall cloud. And again, 60-mile-per-hour winds either way is severe enough right now. Again, if you switch over to storm relative velocity, you can see these bright yellows here are winds of perhaps 60 miles per hour gusting through Leonard Street near Linden Drive. Otherwise, again, possible tornado. Not saying there is a tornado on the ground, but again, it is included with the text of the severe thunderstorm warning. And this is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the state. We have been watching some strong storms up north. There's one that is special weather statemented as it's heading through Kalkaska County right now. That has also shown signs of a wall cloud. There is rotation on this one as well. This has passed Fief Lake and South Boardman, heading now down Sharon Road southeast into rural portions of southeast Kalkaska County. But it does have a little bit of weak rotation on it. And again, that would be heading off towards Higgins Lake, Roscommon area, probably within the next hour. Again, these storms are moving relatively slow today. We also have a little bit of rotation, upper level rotation, I will say this, southwest of Cadillac. Again, we have to watch it merge with some cells from the south. Again, when we have these two cells come together and merge together like that, that could induce some stronger rotation. So we'll keep an eye on this as it head towards Tustin, maybe off towards Marion area. As you can see, these cells are going to collide. Looking further down the line, switching back to the Grand Rapids radar. Not a whole lot going on in this blob, just a lot of heavy rain ongoing across Newaygo County right now. Again, this is the intensity of rain that's falling out there. So when you see these reds and these pinks on radar, that is just the heaviness of the rain. It does not mean it's severe. You have to use some of your other radar products, such as velocity here, to kind of really figure out what is going on inside the storm. The good news is, I know the wind is still there, so this is probably going to stay severe for a little bit. But it looks like the reds and greens are starting to get a little more wide, so a little bit more broad in nature, and a little bit darker. So that means if the colors are getting darker, that means the winds are starting to die out on this as well. Again, Drew is right up next to it right now. If he has a shot, he'll let us know, but we'll see. This is about 2-ish miles, 2.5 miles outside of Marne, and it's heading directly towards Marne right now.
We have Aaron's camera live with us.
I can check. We do. Where's he at?
He is going to be south of Grand Rapids there. Looks like he's going to be in the Wyoming area.
Okay. His cam is frozen right now.
Try to refresh it.
I have to go behind the scenes and refresh it. Let's see.
I'll tell him.
Yeah, thanks. So right now, again, for those who are just tuning in, this orange box is the only severe thunderstorm warning in the state is for eastern Ottawa, western Kent County. It does include downtown Grand Rapids, but this storm is kind of sliding off to the north a little bit, more towards Marne and Walker. What you're seeing on radar right now is the center of rotation in the red and the green where they meet together like that. Getting close to where 24th Avenue meets Johnson Street, as well as 32nd Avenue coming into Johnson Street. Right in this area, about a mile and a half outside of Marne, again, heading directly towards Marne. So if you are in Marne, definitely want to be taking your safety precautions right now. Lowest floor of an interior room on the lowest floor of your building. Basement's obviously going to be the best bet, because either way, if there's no tornado, again, tornado is possible. That doesn't mean there's one happening right now, but besides the fact that that is listed in this text, 60-mile-per-hour winds are a possibility. So 60-mile-per-hour winds, straight line winds, if it is straight line winds, will still bring down just as many trees as a weak tornado. So definitely, if you are in this orange box right now, respect the polygon, make sure you're taking shelter inside, and wait until that warning expires before coming back out of your shelter. It does look like it's trying to cycle here, so unfortunately have not seen this fall apart yet, so we're going to have to keep watching this for a little bit. And Drew's got video of it behind the scenes here. But you can see on base reflectivity radar, it's just buried in a massive wall of rain here. So that's why velocity radar is very important. It's basically like X-ray. Get to look inside of the storm and see what the winds are exactly doing here. And we can see just that, the reds and the greens right in Marne and Walker. Heading in there right now. Going back down to the storm over in Grand Ledge, it looks like our area where there could be a wall cloud has moved off kind of towards Waverly. So right where 6996 crosses over Saginaw Highway. Again, that's very weak right now, but still. In fact, Piers Clayton put in that report of a funnel cloud earlier, which would make sense, given that there is a wall cloud already. Again, it goes wall cloud, funnel cloud, then tornado. Those are the three stages of how to get to a tornado. Right now, we're in the wall cloud stage for most of these storms out there. Which is good. We want to keep it wall cloud or less right now. But again, it looks like Clayton did send in a report of a brief funnel cloud from Grand Ledge over near Lansing. As a reminder, if your location is not being spoken about, that means you are in the clear. We are not going to go to other side of we're not going to go to places in the state that are not experiencing storms, especially when severe weather is ongoing. So good news there. If you're not speaking about your city, it means there's nothing going on for you. So again, this is just Ottawa County and Kent County right now that we're concerned about with 60-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornado. Not saying there's one going on, but there is rotation that we can see on radar here about a mile and a half outside of Marne. Center of this rotation is right about there. So Drew is right behind it right now. So about to go up 16th. It's heading up 16th Avenue, crossing over Johnson Street. Good news is if you're in downtown Grand Rapids, this is sliding off just to the north. Granville, Wyoming, not in the warning right now. If you're in Granville and Wyoming, you likely did not get an alert on your phone. Again, this orange box is hyper fixated on your location. So if you're not located in that orange box, you're likely, chances are that you probably did not get a warning on your phone. A reminder that obviously with severe thunderstorm warnings, your phone really does not tell you that. Again, you only get wireless emergency alerts on your phone for tornado warnings and destructive severe thunderstorm warnings. For those who don't know, there's 3 levels of severe thunderstorm warnings. It's basically the lowest level one that we have right now. So in order to get those generic severe thunderstorm warnings like we see out there right now, you're going to have to download a secondary app that does send out alerts. We usually use Emergency by the Red Cross as a free app on the App Store. You can also get the FEMA app as well. Otherwise, you can follow us on X, MI Storm Chasers. Feel free to do that. Our posts, our warnings automatically come in as they are issued by the National Weather Service Office. So as long as you have our notifications turned on our page, it works out pretty well in your favor. Oh, yeah. Storm is pulling in a lot right now. According to Drew's, that's very close. Ryan, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I'm assuming you just saw that video from Drew.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah. Didn't know if you wanted to give your 2 cents on that real quick or not.
Yeah, the mesocyclone is very low level based, and there's a lot of moisture out there today, so it's getting sucked up in within that rotating updraft. It does not appear to be tornadic to me, but like you said, I believe it's getting. Heck, that's the later part of the video there. It starts to speed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty close, yeah. But I don't think it's tornadic just yet.
Yeah. Still bears watching, though. As you can see on the radar, the reds and greens are still dominant in this region. Fast forward here is back a little bit. He's right behind it right now, just watching it. I have Ryan muted, probably, don't I?
Test 1.
There we go. I had you. Sorry, I had my desktop audio muted, so you're only coming through my mic.
That makes sense.
So I don't know if you wanted to repeat what you said, but
Yeah, I got a video from Drew from that area of rotation, and it's definitely rotating at the almost surface level, but it's getting there's a lot of moisture out there today, so there's a lot of scud that's getting sucked up within the updraft of that storm, and as it gets sucked up, it's very slowly rotating, so it kind of looks like it's a tornado, but it's so slow that it's not really ground circulation. So it's close, but it's just not there yet.
we'll have to see if this. I don't know if I want to call it a nudger, but what happens is we have these cells that kind of line up behind it and nudge the storm forward. It can also induce a little bit of lift as well as spin in the localized area of the storm. So we'll have to see how this storm right behind it, it's kind of a whole cluster up and down from Ravenna down to Allendale, kind of interacts with this slower moving storm that has latched into the surface-based instability and is rotating. So could give it a little bit of a nudge and maybe added a little bit to the rotation, but we'll see. That storm right now is about 5 miles back, but it is catching it really, really soon. It's going about twice the speed as the rotating storm is. So the good news is, for all of our West Michigan viewers in here, y'all are getting rain today. Hallelujah, right? Again, drought just started this week for West Michigan, officially being put into the drought category. We were in abnormally dry for a while, and it has gotten to a point where drought was added. So, again, the rain is much welcomed here. Latest scan on the velocity takes it down just a notch. Go back and check in on our Waverly storm, which also still has a little bit of the same reds and greens there. Clayton is on it. Clayton does have a view on it right now as well. It's right next to it. We'll go back. Go back live to the radar. Actually going to go check up north real quick as well, just because these storms were rotating a little bit out here. Just a little bit. Upper level. So southwest of Grayling, in the middle of Sharon Road still. Kalkaska County, not really anything concerning too badly. Also have an area just to the southwest of Cadillac still. Not really that intense by any means. Again, we're still watching the severe thunderstorm warning for this rotating storm that is now basically in Marne, passing over 96 as we speak. If you're traveling on 96 right now and you are in this storm, if you're able to do so, make sure to exit the freeway if you have nowhere to go for shelter. Do not park underneath an overpass. Again, that is the wrong thing to do. It is illegal as well. So if you find yourself in a tricky situation, and you are stuck on the highway, you want to pull all the way off the highway as far as possible, not underneath an overpass, and lay flat in a ditch. That's the one thing to do. Again, you want to make sure you're as flat as possible. That means if there was a tornado, like, things would not be flying and hitting you in the face. You want to be as low to the ground as possible. Plus, the physics of the wind getting underneath you and picking you up is very less likely than standing up, of course. And then, of course, if you're up in an overpass, if you're up in the embankment of an overpass, the wind doubles in speed if you are parked there. So, or if you're sheltering there. It's called the tunneling effect. It's similar to when the wind rushes over the top of the mountain, it gets squeezed at the peak of a mountain. It does the same thing with a bridge. So again, overpasses, not the greatest place to shelter during a storm that might actually have a tornado, but it does not right now. Just for future reference, if you guys ever find yourself out on an interstate like today and happen to be in the vicinity of a rotating storm, again, off the highway as far as possible, or exit the freeway and go to a business. A good place to go would be like a gas station or a restaurant. They have those walk-in coolers, which have usually pretty thick walls that prevents debris from being thrown in through the walls if they're really thick, and it's pretty sturdy walls as well. So a couple ideas if you are ever out driving in these storms. So it looks like the severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled. The orange box has been dropped from the screen, but you just saw a special weather statement come in. So it is replacing the severe thunderstorm warning. It was in effect here. Gonna wait to see it pop in. Gonna have to probably change radars real quick. Guess while we do that, we can take a quick peek at the east side of the state. A couple cells, kind of showers, more like showers here, south of Duran near Byron. Nothing to write home about. Again, we still have a weakly rotating storm in the Waverly area that had a wall cloud and a funnel cloud on it previously. And Clayton up there in the top right of your screen, the second box from the right is on that right now, so we have eyes on that. And here is your new special weather statement. This special weather statement does include portions of Kent County, central western Kent County. This is moving northeast at 15 miles per hour. It's wind gusts of 50 miles per hour possible. I believe that is the only hazard right now. Looks like Clayton's got another shot here. Doesn't look as impressive anymore. There's still a decent lowering there in the Waverly-Lansing area. That's not bad. We also have Cody out there. He is chasing in, I believe, the Indiana-Michigan state line region. last I checked. I don't know where he's at right now. He is actually south of Napanee, so he's about 20-ish miles, I think, south of Elkhart. Yeah, 20 miles south of Elkhart in Indiana. This is a live shot from Indiana right now. So he's out there chasing today. We also have Clayton in the Lansing area. And Drew is on the storm that was previously severe warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornado. Now it is just a special weather statement for 50-mile-per-hour winds. Again, the cutoff for severe winds is 58 miles per hour. So while this is not a severe thunderstorm warning anymore, these are still pretty strong winds moving through the Marne-Walker areas heading up towards Comstock Park. The area of rotation that we were talking about has now passed over 96. It's on 4 Mile Road right now. 4 Mile Road north towards 5 Mile Road and Kennewa Avenue. So it's still heading off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour, rather slowly. And it is a lot weaker than what it was previously. Again, these reds and greens are not as bright as they once were, and that is a good sign for our rotation being on the exit, I guess you could say. So again, current time is 5:18. It's there at the bottom of the screen. The bottom bar is updated as all the warnings come in. You can see all the alerts that scroll across the bottom as well. Again, 5:18 right now is the current time. If you're watching within 30 seconds, that means it is live. Again, there's a little bit of a delay if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook right now. If you're watching on Twitch, it's about a 5-second delay, so it's a nice, less of a delay on Twitch. So feel free to watch on Twitch if you want. Our username there is MIStormchasers. Otherwise, Facebook, YouTube, best places to watch for our severe weather coverage. Which right now, good news is we're not technically in severe weather ops, but we are watching this strong thunderstorm roll through Marne and Walker here in West Michigan. So if you are just tuning in, feel free to hit that like button and share with anyone that might be living in the Grand Rapids area, primarily north. Comstock Park, Northview, Walker, Marne. Again, Comstock Park's in there. Sparta, heading up eventually towards Rockford, Cedar Springs, Kent City, if it can stay together, or if the storm's behind it. So here's the main cell right there. We have this line right here behind it, the main cell, that could, give it a little bit of a boost and kick it back into full gear. So we'll keep an eye on it here as that storm does approach this weekly rotating cell. But yes, if you are in Comstock Park, Northview, Sparta, Rockford, do want to be on alert for this storm as it continues northeast. Cedar Springs, Kent City, eventually in the hour to come. Again, this is moving 15 miles per hour, so a lot of time to prepare if you're off to the northeast, and a lot of time for the storm to just fall apart completely. So good news there that this is hopefully going to be falling apart and going away. But right now, you can see there's still some very intense winds in here of around 55 knots, so that is pretty close to severe limits. But overall, again, there's no severe thunderstorm warning in effect. You can see the orange box here when it was in effect. I'm actually going to change the storm motion vector while I have the chance. 18. Oh, there we go. That's probably a little bit better. I was going to say that was a little hot for the colors there. Yeah, these colors are going, at least it's starting to fade away. Good news there. And still on that storm in Grand Ledge. Latest scan continues it. It's now approaching Fruit Ridge at 5 Mile. Genola Street is also near where this rotation is at. Hopefully everyone's been having a good Saturday out there. It is July 19th. It was a very muggy morning out there, I would have to say. Very cloudy as well, some mist for some locations, and the sun was peeking out for others. But overall, again, it's going to be a rather rainy and stormy night as this batch of storms crosses the lake. Also watching a strong thunderstorm back here in the Green Bay region, about to head on to Lake Michigan. This storm is also going to have to be watched for later tonight as it heads towards Oceana and Mason County. That is in the vicinity of what we call the triple point. So it's where the cold front and the warm front meet right at the center of the low pressure system. Again, that is pretty much right on Lake Michigan right now, and if it does latch on to one of those boundaries, it could produce a quick all hazards threat. As long as it can stay together, we'll have to watch out as it comes into West Michigan later tonight. Otherwise, we kind of just have a broken line of cells that extends from the Grayling area down through Cadillac, kind of scoots back to the west. There's also a tiny little cell here in Kingsley in Grand Traverse County. And then we have this big wall of rain, much needed for West Michigan, might I add, here from Newaygo County through Mecosta, western Montcalm, northern Kent. We have Ottawa, Muskegon County also getting in on the rain action, heading over towards Ionia County soon, not there yet, and also extending all the way down into Allegan and portions of Barry County as well. A couple cells forming off the lake backside of this. But if you are in southern Michigan, it looks like the most of the strong storms are staying south of the state line right now, other than maybe these storms right here. We'll have to keep an eye on these ones near Berrien Springs, but as it stands right now, nothing to be concerned of right now there. If you are in LaPorte County, Indiana, there's a flash flood warning going on. That was for 2 to 4 inches of rain that have fallen there, and an additional 1 inch, around another inch to fall in the hours to come. So keep that in mind if you're traveling down towards northwest Indiana. Flash flood warning in effect there. Right now in Michigan, we just got one special weather statement to talk about, and that continues for Kent County. And this is in effect until 6 p.m. So we got another 37 minutes on it. As a reminder, that's heading up towards, the cell is heading up towards Comstock Park, north side of Comstock Park. Pretty much this entire M37 corridor north of Alpine Church Road, or 6 Mile Road. So if you're between Sparta and Comstock Park, this area of rotation, which is right there right now, it's very weak, but it is existing, is heading off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. Again, this was previously severe warned for 60 mile per hour winds and a possible tornado. 50 mile per hour winds is the only hazard with this new special weather statement box in tan. So you can think of it as a severe thunderstorm warning light version, as again, the winds are not quite severe, but they are strong. Yeah, these storms are moving quite slow. So the good news is if you are in some sort of warning today, you do have time to prepare downstream. Curious to see if, I think these storms are starting to interact with each other now. So we might see that nudge that I was telling you guys about here within the next couple scans. It does appear that these storms have combined. Now the edge of the wind for that back line is about right in Marne right now. So it's still about 2 miles away from the center of that rotation, but it is catching it quick. And so once that line collides with this tiny little bit of rotation here, we'll have to see what happens. But fingers crossed that the nudging attempt here is unsuccessful and it just destroys the storm completely and it turns into a normal rainstorm. But as it stands right now, the center of rotation, weak rotation, of course, is over Hendershot Avenue between 6 Mile and 4 Mile. Heading towards Peach Ridge Avenue near Appleby Drive. This is the only alert in the state. If you're on the east side of the state, no worries right now. If we are not talking about your location, then chances are you guys are good. Unless, of course, there's a day where we have like 17 different warnings to talk about. But today there's no warnings in effect. There's one statement going on out there at the current time. Latest scan, still waiting. We're getting about 4 minutes apiece on these scans right now. So our next scan will be coming in about a minute or less. We do have a quick moment here while we wait for this next scan to come in. We go through some of the super chats on YouTube. Again, we'll read through our super chats when we do have a break in the action, which we do right now. And again, all the super chats, $2 and higher, will always read out for you guys here. So also for all of our members that become members. DD back for month number 7, saying thank goodness we even have any rain. Absolutely, DD's out there in Muskegon County, which they needed it, and hopefully you got enough today to help out with the gardens, help out with the lawns. And again, thank you for becoming a member for 7 months. We have Andy in here with a $9.99 super chat saying thanks for all you do. No problem, Andy. We're glad to do what we do here 24/7, 365 days a year as needed. Not Summer says, Joel, I have a video of that cell in Waverly in Discord. Thank you for that. I'll have to check that out here real quick. You'll have to let me know what channel that's in, because again, I'm guessing there's a lot of activity in the Discord right now. Our Discord channel is discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of rising scud there. That's pretty cool. Not really anything concerning, but there's a little bit of a wall cloud there. So thank you for those shots, Summer. Again, if you want to send in some pictures to our Discord channel, that is a possibility. I just mentioned the link, discord.gg/Michigan Storm Chasers. So again, thank you, Summer, for that. Storm report. If you don't have Discord, if you are on Facebook here, you can send in damage reports, cloud photos to us. Specifically, we have a channel, or we have a community page for that. So if you follow Michigan Storm Community, you type it in on your Facebook search bar, it's a community page you can join, and that is going to be for your fair weather stuff. So if you have some clouds you want to send in, that would be the place to do it. If you have severe stuff, such as damage reports or maybe like a wall cloud photo to send in, you can send those into Michigan Weather Reports. You can also search that in your Facebook search bar as well. Otherwise, if you have damage reports, make sure you send in an exact time and location that it occurred, and if necessary, if it's like a hail report, a measurement as well. Toby back for month number 3 is an EF1 member here on YouTube, saying looks like the summertime severe weather fell apart like the last 2 did. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. We still have a long day ahead. These storms are moving rather slow across the state. They still got to make it to the east side. And again, in our severe weather outlook, we mentioned earlier this morning, really as late as 9 p.m. tonight. So we still have multiple hours here tonight where severe weather is possible. And again, the atmosphere isn't the greatest for severe weather today, but again, there is a marginal risk out there, so the odds are low, and they're never zero. A day like today. Brittany with a 1.9 super chat. Can we see the full state radar? Sure. Zoom out for you guys really quick. This is the full state radar for the lower peninsula. Nothing going on in the upper peninsula today. As you can see, it's just kind of a normal rain/thunderstorm type of day out there, with the exception of a good structure day. So if you're out there looking around, you see some low bases. Those are likely some wall clouds you're seeing out there from these rotating thunderstorms, which is not a whole lot, but nonetheless, again, a lot of rain, a lot of thunderstorms, and the day is not over yet. We're going to see how the atmosphere plays out for the rest of the evening, but overall, a low-end severe day and not like a widespread event. Also have Natalie W with a 99 super chat as well, saying, just wanted to say thank you guys for all that you do to keep us all safe. Heart emoji. No problem, Natalie. Again, we love what we do. Goal is to always make sure you guys have the necessary steps to take shelter when a severe storm or strong storm is hitting your neck of the woods. So thank you very much, Natalie, and thank you guys all so much for your support, whether that's through liking the page, sharing the page, sending super chats, you name it. It all helps just the same, so thank you guys very much. Going back to radar, our area of reds and greens have really started to fizzle out here. This is a good sign. It looks like the storm is interacting with the storm behind it, and it is actually starting to cut it off. So we also have Aaron on it. Let me see if I can get his cam in. Aaron's cam is not live. Ryan, if you want to see if you can get Aaron's attention. If you're still here. His cam is off right now. Also, Clayton's cam is sideways for whatever reason. Everyone has to turn their head sideways to look at Clayton's cam there. Let's see if I can get. I'm gonna text him behind the scenes here. So for those who are just tuning in, we had a severe thunderstorm warning for a storm that was perhaps producing 60-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornado near Allendale, right over the Grand Valley State University region. So if you know anyone that's taking summer classes at Grand Valley State, this storm passed right over the university. We had Drew that went out and chased this. This is his hometown area. He is still out there right now at the current time, probably coming back soon to report, send in formal reports. And maybe actually probably going out and do maybe a little bit of a damage survey if you can find anything. But it does look like the storm was weak enough that if it did produce a tornado, it was probably the very weakest end type of tornado. 60 mile per hour wind on a tornado is the base. So, but as it stands right now, we have no confirmation of a tornado that touched down, and that is a good as good news, obviously. So let's hope that stays the case. If not, of course, if this does end up getting surveyed as a possible tornado, this would be Michigan's 30th of the year. So keep that in mind. We had a lot of them in the spring, and it's been rather. I'm not gonna say the word, but you know the word I'm gonna say here. It's been that recently here in the state of Michigan. So it's only a matter of time, especially during our summer months here when we are in our peak severe weather season. It is unlikely to go on these big stretches without a tornado. So we could have had one today in the Grand Valley region, but at the current time, the good news here is we're not really seeing much in terms of rotation anymore. That storm has really started to die out. You can definitely tell the mezzo is still there, but at the current time, you're not seeing those very bright reds and greens like we saw a little while back. About to cross M37.
Stay quiet.
You scared me, Ryan. That was so loud.
I'm always listening.
So Ryan said it. It was not me. Oh, Ryan, your cam is live. I didn't even realize that.
I've been sitting here for the past half hour, so hi.
I thought you were just okay. Perfect.
It's okay. I was busy anyway, so I'm
Yeah.
still busy.
All good. They're gonna spam your emoji now on our YouTube chat.
What's there for?
Yep. Definitely not that keyword. Wow. You guys are wild. No. Super chat. Going back to that here, we have Brittany with a $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, Brittany. Carly becoming a team member here as an EF0 member on YouTube. We have Brittany with a $1.99 sticker as well. And Chad says the dreaded Q word with a $2 super chat. Again, I didn't say it. It was Ryan. Oh my.
Can we take a peek at models for this evening? I have a lot of questions popping in here for what's to come. If the threat's still
You mean
there,
the
or if it's diminished a little bit, or
you mean the models that have not been good like at all
Yes.
for this event?
Yes, those models.
If you want to go ahead and do that, I'm not going to do it.
I will say overall the threat appears to be on the lower side than what was expected earlier. But as Joel mentioned like 10 minutes ago, we still have a lot of evening left to go. But for right now, at least, they're pretty tame. So if we can contain, or if we can keep this trend going, we should be fine for the evening. But there is some instability out there to work with. So anything can happen still.
Yeah.
In fact, looking at Surface Cape, we have close to almost 2,000 joules on the surface there, about 1,000 in the mixed layer. So it's still a pretty decent atmosphere out there ahead of these storms. So intensification is definitely possible. Cody is using a GoPro, so it has a little bit of a green tint to it. The sky is not that green where he's at. It's just a GoPro that does it.
For those just tuning in, special alert statement does remain in effect here for West Central Kent County, primarily in the Comstock Park region. The cell is Comstock Park, Northview. We're also heading up towards Rockford. Rockford's not in this box, so we could see an extension of the special weather statement as the storm continues off to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. But right now, mainly Comstock Park and Northview, north side of Grand Rapids. It does extend back to Marne and Walker as well, but that cell is pretty much leaving those towns. See, looks like our cell in the Grand Ledge area is holding on to its last hope, but it has really fizzled out. And that is a good sign there as well. More cells popping up north of 94 and 69 from Olivet over to Battle Creek. Nothing really on the east side of the state. A lot of strong storms kind of sitting in that MCS down there near Fort Wayne in Indiana. So not making it into Michigan. So good news there. And then obviously we have a couple cells up here in northern Michigan, primarily along and south of Grayling. Also have a couple showers and thunderstorms north of Gaylord near Onaway. Those are not too concerning. There's a little bit of a shear line that's mixing in there. So winds could be maybe 25, 30 miles per hour. So nothing too close to severe. But these cells are kind of strong, but again, not really worth mentioning. Again, we're watching also the cell that is back here in Wisconsin, kind of by itself, and that is heading towards south of Manistee, towards Ludington, and eventually Hart if it continues its current track. And in the past, with these outflow boundaries, we've seen these cells. They look like they're heading east, southeast, and all of a sudden that boundary pulls them straight south. So it could do a lot of turning over time and go straight down the lake. We'll have to see how that turns out with that cell there. But at the current time, the only cell that we're talking about that really is of, I guess you say, quote unquote, a concern, even though it's only 50 mile per hour winds. I just bumped my mic. That was probably very loud for everybody. 50 mile per hour winds in the Comstock Park Northview area. Also have 3 new members here on our YouTube channel. George, Deidre, and Hank, all becoming EF0 members. Thank you guys very much for your support of operations here at MSC, and welcome to the team. If you'd like to read all about us, we do have a website as well, michiganstormchasers.com, also /staff to meet us. And I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma. Also right below me is President Ryan. We have the Michigan Storm Chasers. We've been live for about 49 minutes now, ever since that severe thunderstorm warning popped in for the Allendale region. Ever since then, that one severe thunderstorm warning, we have not had any additional severe thunderstorm warnings. So overall, a general kind of a timid day out there, and we're going to keep it that way.
Bill, can you try to refresh Aaron's feed?
There we go. Good. Someone needs to tell Clayton to force landscape mode on his cam. It's been sideways for like the last 20 minutes, and it's bugging me. Yeah, our mission statement here at MSC is we go live from beginning to end for every severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning in the state of Michigan, and during the winter, during occasional snow squall events too. We don't really get snow squall warnings in the state unless it's over on the east side of the state, but again, when those do get issued, sometimes we do break in for those. So if you are a Michigander, haven't followed along yet, feel free to do so. Got some big milestones coming up on our pages. Big giveaways also planned. Ryan's been hinting at it a little bit, so. So all you have to do is follow the page, or if you're watching here on YouTube, it's the equivalent of hitting the subscribe button. So overall, what's happening out there today is what we have during the summertime called MCSs, so mesoscale convective systems. Basically like their own little low pressure systems that are kind of doing their own little thing. Sometimes have a little of wild movement in nature, and they kind of spurt out cells in all directions. And what happened last night is we had two MCSs form. We had one up in Minnesota and one in South Dakota, and they kind of paralleled each other across Wisconsin, Iowa, and now they're here impacting us today. The northernmost one is up there in northwest Michigan. Southernmost one is down here in Fort Wayne right now, and those cells from each of those have been split from each direction, so they're kind of going towards each other and meeting in the Grand Rapids, West Michigan area. And that's why there's also a lot of rain being thrown into West Michigan as well, because those cells have been coming down from the south or coming down from the north and coming up from the south at the same time. So again, a lot of rain for West Michigan, much needed. And that is basically how we got our low-end severe risk today. If we would have had a lot more, if we would have had more instability, I would say it would be a better day. But that cloud cover we had this morning was a big hindrance in terms of how much severe weather we could get. How does the models throw that cell? Yeah, I don't know if you've peeked at the HRRR run yet, Ryan, but that cell that's over in Green Bay looks like it survives the trip across the lake. I'm not sure in what capacity, but it does move a little bit more south, heads towards perhaps Muskegon, down towards Holland later this evening. Especially since it's going so slow, probably close to midnight. So it could be like 7 hours before it gets to West Michigan, or 6 hours before it gets to West Michigan, which is crazy. But again, with little movement out there at the surface, pulling those storms along, it could be a late night. But again, models rate during the event sometimes are not the best to reference, and that's why we usually use mesoanalysis as a better tool.
Yep, I was on Indiana ops today, and for reference, we did a briefing last night for Indiana Strat. We had 3 models saying 3 separate scenarios are possible, and today none of those scenarios came to fruition. And we went from expecting a big severe threat to having 1 warning in the entire state. So models lately have been complete and utter, for lack of a better term, trash.
Yeah. So a reminder, if you are chatting here on Facebook and YouTube, your chat privileges can be taken away. If you are spamming, anything that goes along with breaking the rules can be banned for it. So please do not spam the chat as number 1, no matter what platform you are watching on. Looking back in at our velocity on this storm. It's like a nice shear line moving through, but nothing that really hints at rotation at the current time. Good news there. Keep an eye on it though, as these cells do interact with each other, crossing the Grand Rapids Metro. Would like to be not weather aware for the rest of the night. I'm ready to chill. Aren't we all? Okay, if you have pictures you want to send in to us, if you're sending them here in our live stream, we are not able to see them. So feel free to send them in a different post, especially if you're watching on Facebook. Go to one of our other posts and send it in on there.
I want to mention, Joel, that
Yep.
we have a outage via Consumers Energy Map at Grand Valley, wherever
Okay.
that storm passed over, around the exact same time that storm was over the exact same area. So a little suspicious there. We'll have to see if anything gets confirmed out of that. But again, outage looks like right at Grand Valley, just north of 45 there. Looks like it says reported right around 5 o'clock, and there's about 80 people affected by that outage.
Sounds good. So even if there was not a tornado per se, it could be, you know, straight line wind damage for sure. Again, 60-mile-per-hour winds was included in that warning. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just to the east of that as well, in Walker, we have 25 people out. That was reported at 5:45. That's a recent outage as well. So looks like we have a little bit of a trail, perhaps, with the storm as it tracked northeast, kind of took some power out for very, very few people, about 100 people in total or so. So I'll have to keep an eye on damage reports. If you guys have reports of damage, feel free to send it in to us, Messenger, or our group, Michigan Weather Reports. It is a group on Facebook you can submit your reports to. Feel free to do that.
Current time at the bottom of the screen is 5:48. No severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Only one special alert statement still holding on here across Kent County, portions of eastern Ottawa. And really not seeing a whole lot in terms of rotation anymore. So again, good news there. Could get a little bit gusty up and down this line from Grand Rapids, Granville, up towards Sand Lake, Howard City, Morley. This entire line has a good torrential downpour ongoing right now as well. Digging into that deficit out there from the drought, so good news. But these storms are moving rather slow. If we get all the rain at one time, that could result in some flood advisories getting issued. So keep in mind there, especially north of Grand Rapids. Newaygo got hit pretty hard with a lot of rain. Now this is moving into Montcalm County, Mecosta, northern Kent, and perhaps even northern Ionia here as well. Cell trying to form back here on the lake, the back side of the MCS, which I believe... I am curious to see how much instability is left after the cloud deck clears out, because it is getting sunny behind this line. So can't speak. Temporarily. Jeez.
Unlike me, man.
Temporarily increase our instability. My goodness. For the backside of this system. Again, that cell is in full sunlight right now on the Lake Michigan. So, you never know. Down but not out. And that's what these cells are doing up here too. They're out in full sun over there in Green Bay and then near the triple point. Looks like we lost all of our chasers. Alright, I will turn all of them off. Got mouth vomit going on, I tell ya. It's alright. One question we get asked all the time is, do we sleep? The answer to that is yes. In some capacity, yes.
Don't lie, Joel. Don't lie.
Is it a healthy amount of sleep? Probably not. But you know, we do it for y'all. But again, we're committed to what we do here at MSC, so you know, we're making sure you guys are covered from beginning to end. And right now, that's what we're doing. But yeah, that cell in Green Bay, moving rather slowly. The models have it moving into Muskegon, Oceana. Maybe it's far south as Ottawa County if it continues to move straight south instead. If it stays over the lake for a while with 15-mile-per-hour movement, it's going to take a long time to get across and down the lake. Around maybe 10 o'clock at the earliest. Otherwise, probably closer to 11 or midnight. See.
Thank you, Red Dozer, with that super chat. You guys scroll back up there. I was going to read that off.
Yeah.
For those in Allegan County wondering what rain is, here you go. Rain is a noun, water that is condensed.
Aqueous vapor in the atmosphere and falls to the earth and drops more than 0.02 inches in diameter.
That's good.
Red Dozier with the fun fact about rain for the day, with the $50 super chat there. Thank you, Red. One of our longtime donors
thank
here.
You. Thank you, Red. I needed that. That perked me up a little bit.
From the aqueous vapor in the atmosphere. That is crazy terminology. Rain, psh, it's a myth. Yeah, West Michigan's been saying that for about a month now. But yeah, you got some today, so myth busted.
To be fair, not everybody got rain in West Michigan today.
That is true.
Not everybody.
But the places that need it the most are getting it the most right now. So that drought kind of goes from like Ottawa to Kent up towards Montcalm, and obviously you have the secondary region of drought as well in Midland County and Bay County. So this pocket of rain is doing wonders for that drought area.
I'll take attention real quick offshore of Allegan County. I've got a cell there with a little bit of height and velocity on it. It's not, I wouldn't call it severe, but it does warrant some watching there with the environment today, with some instability out ahead of this, with some wind shear out there. Wouldn't be shocked to see this strengthen, but we'll watch it. Right now, it doesn't look too concerning, but just keep an eye on it.
Things can change.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna pop out of here, man. I don't know if you want to keep on going or if you want to end it and go into radar ops behind the scenes. It's up to you, but I'm gonna pop out of here, get some dinner, and I'll be around.
Gotcha. Ryan, someone commented, why don't we have MSC umbrellas?
Because our current supplier, I don't think has that option, but I'll look into it. We are in the process of switching suppliers, so we might be able to make that happen, but no promises on that.
There you go.
Cool.
First hand word.
We'll see. All right. See you guys.
Bye, Ryan. And yes, we do have a merch store. For those who are curious, right now the link to that is helicity.co, helicity.co. It's the full link. So if you guys want to check out our merch store, it is there. You can buy any sort of general weather merch, or you can buy Michigan Storm Chaser theme merch. Also, if you guys know of the app Radar Scope, we also host Radar Scope on our merch store. So they are partnered with us, our merch store. Feel free to check out the Radar Scope merch in the store as well. I think once 6 o'clock hits here, and if there's no more statements issued, well, If I go offline and Ryan's getting food, all that combination of everything that's going on, something's going to go warned. It's the inside joke here at MSC. Something always happens, so I might hold off to see what this cell does right there. Again, that's heading towards Holland and Saugatuck. And it does have a little bit of height and velocities, as Ryan was mentioning. If we go to storm relative, there is a little bit of reds and greens starting to pop up here now as well on that storm. So all that rain just went through Allegan, or I guess you say Ottawa County. Allegan didn't get as much, but we do have this one cell that is just sitting offshore. If I look at satellite behind the scenes, it's not that tall. It's not crazily tall, but again, it's all by himself. It's all out by itself. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Again, moving to the east. It is now. Just realized it is raining heavily at my apartment. I have my windows open. I'm gonna have to close my windows a little bit, y'all. Give me 15 seconds, maybe less. I don't need the water getting in. Even though it does sound heavenly. There we go. I'm back. Thank you, Edge. That's a really nice comment. Again, we're established. We're coming up on a 3-year anniversary. I forgot the exact date of it, but it's pretty soon. We've been doing stuff here through the state of Michigan for the last 3 years. Really started getting into the live streaming coverage stuff back in 2023, and then really did it, like you could say, quote unquote, full time starting 2024, all on a volunteer basis in 2024. For those who've been following us for a while, there's no way that took 23 seconds. I think there was an ad break mixed in there as well on YouTube. So I think you guys' time was off. Did you guys use the stopwatch app? I'm pretty sure it was less than 15. But yeah, no, we've been around for a while, and we're happy to do what we do for the state of Michigan. Not only do we do live severe weather coverage, if you follow us on social media, we do forecasts every single day leading up to these events. We do weather education content every once in a while. We want to educate you on things. We have engagement posts on Facebook. You guys have seen the stuff we post on our Facebook page before that you guys can interact with and have fun with it. And on occasion, we have done disaster relief. In the past, we've done GoFundMes for some places out of state that have been hit hard by tornado events. This past spring, here at MSC, our staff and our chasers, our storm chasers here that are part of our staff, all went up north, and we went to, I think it was like 14 or 15 different cities around northern Michigan to help send out or hand out supplies to those in need from the ice storm damage up there, because people lost power for well over a month and a half in some cases. So again, we went up there and helped out. We cooked one weekend and we handed out a bunch of supplies, which you guys so graciously donated through our Amazon wish list. Again, that was a huge undertaking for us here at MSC, but we were happy to do it. And again, if anyone is watching from northern Michigan, we're happy to help out. And in future events of natural disasters and stuff like that, we'll be back, most likely helping out with you guys, or helping out in any capacity for these events. So we're happy to help and serve the state of Michigan. Again, everyone here on staff is native Michiganders pretty much our entire lives. So we've lived here forever, and we know what it means to be part of a community. So we're happy to do what we do. So it looks like the special weather statement it is 6 o'clock, so it has been dropped. But I am watching the cell on Lake Michigan right now. That is an upper level meso. I don't think we do not have any cams out there. No, we do not. This is where it stinks to not have a big Sky Network cam. But if you guys would like to sponsor a Skynet cam, we are looking to expand our network. Right now we have 13 cameras situated across the state. West Michigan specifically, we do not have like any sort of prospects for camera locations. So if you're in West Michigan, you own a business, or if you have just a place like a property that has a nice cam or nice view facing either north or west or southwest, generally in the direction of where the storms are coming from, hit us up. We do have an email for you guys, specifically Ryan's email, Ryan at MichiganStormChasers.com. If you want to get the details on sponsoring a camera, feel free to send him an email. We also have a link that Julie is on top of here in our YouTube chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to click on that link. That is the form to becoming a Skycam sponsor. Again, we'd put up a camera on your property. You get to put your business on the corner of the cam, so anytime you take it live, your business is displayed on there. And again, it helps out Michiganders, and it turns their inactive mindset into a reactive mindset when it comes to these severe weather events. Again, that's a big thing, especially nowadays, where people have their heads buried in their phone. Myself included. Sometimes you go always looking down. Then when you see a storm physically on your screen, that turns your inactive mindset into that reactive mindset. So that's why we are greatly expanding our Skycam network here over the next year. We have plenty more cams to come. We've been just grinding away at them. But again, West Michigan, there's a huge need for cams here. So again, if you have any places out here in West Michigan, feel free to contact us. Overall, after this line of storms comes through, besides the cell on Lake Michigan, offshore of Holland, and this cell offshore of Manitowoc in Wisconsin, there is a lot of clearing going on tonight. So depending on how quickly the MCS down here can move out and this shield of rain can also move out, we could see a decent sunset tonight with some nice low clouds out there for a good viewing experience. So keep that in mind. As it stands right now, though, it's a nice rainy and cloudy day for most of the state, and it'll continue that way for a couple hours. I think we're going to let maybe a couple more scans come in for this storm, but I don't... Let me look at Mezzo behind the scenes here. What is going on with the atmosphere right there? It appears that that storm is still in a decently favored environment, if it can become surface-based, of course. So we'll have to keep an eye on that storm. While I have a chance, Casey, shout out to Casey here on YouTube with a $5 super chat. Appreciate you very much. We're going to go through our sponsors. Again, our sponsors are a huge component of operations here at MSC. We do this every single stream. Again, they're always scrolling across the top of the screen as well, so at any point you would like to contact our sponsors for tree work, roofing and construction, restoration work, all of those can be found up here on the top bar. They're scrolling through right now. Again, they are trusted, vetted partners here through MSC. And as always, if you ever have storm damage that you're like, hey, I don't know where to start, Chandler and Alex are always sitting on standby behind the scenes for you guys for any storm damage. So if you need one of these businesses you want to reach out to, we'll get you in contact with the nearest one. So, all of our sponsors in order, starting with our first one, our longest standing sponsor, Storm Guard Roofing Construction, based out of North Metro Detroit. As I go through these, you can screenshot the numbers on the screen as needed as well. Also have Lifestyle Exteriors, based out of Lansing and Traverse City, covers Central Michigan region. Katz Roofing and Siding covers Lansing as well, down mainly through the I-96 corridor from Potterville over to Battle Creek. Got Pro Powder for all your powder coating needs out of South Haven. Mike Hayes Roofing and Siding, based out of Sanilac and St. Clair County. Got McKay Tree Specialists, based out of Southeast Michigan. And for West Michigan, you got Kuiper Tree Care. Any storm damage out there in West Michigan today, turn to Kuiper Tree Care. Got FBI Buildings for all of your barn dominium needs across the Lower Peninsula. On Top Roofing, based out of Livingston County and surrounding areas. Schneider Commercial Building Solutions, based out of Lansing. Choking on the air right now. Shield Public Adjusters, based out of Lansing as well. Oof. Speaking a little too quick. There we go. Top Gun Roofing and Exteriors is also based out of West Michigan. A-Class Construction and Restoration, based out of Mason County. Rainbow Restoration, also based out of Kent County. Rapid Radios for all of your LTE wireless communications. Turn to Rapid Radios, also our trusted partner here for Chasing Communications at MSC. Our host for all of our Skycam networks, or all of our Skycams here at MSC, is Guardian Technologies. You can also contact Guardian for all of your own security camera needs as well. And lastly, our newest sponsor, Ronald McDonald House of Detroit. Feel free to donate to the Ronald McDonald House of Detroit to help families in need find the comfort they deserve in times of sickness. So those are all of our sponsors here at MSC. I'm struggling right now. Oh. Man. Did not expect that. We're good, though. It looks like the reds and greens on the cell offshore have also faded away a little bit. So we'll probably hop off here just a second. There's a shear line as well heading down 10 mile and 11 mile road. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But that appears to be just a little bit of some gusty winds right now. And those are heading towards Greenville. So right where those greens are on the velocity radar. Again, heading off to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour. But again, not severe at the current time. And again, going back to the sponsors, thank you to our sponsors so very much for helping keep operations 24/7 here at MSC. We couldn't do it without them. Again, if you want to become a sponsor, you can hit up the email from Chandler or Alex. It's just their first name at michiganstormchasers.com. It would be Chandler, CHANDLER, or Andrew, ANDREW. Again, at michiganstormchasers.com are their emails. Otherwise, if you did not catch those emails, you can just send us a direct message and we'll get in contact you, or we'll send you a message back with further details on that. So again, we are actually closing, I believe, our sponsor applications here soon. So last call for a long time, I guess, if you want to become a sponsor here at MSC. See your business up there at the top of the screen. Also help out MSC operations. It's all there for you guys to do. So we're going to probably hop off here for now. Just taking a quick look up and down the state from north to south. Again, across the Upper Peninsula, not a whole lot going on today. A couple of sprinkles up there. If you're on vacation today in the UP, otherwise, it's a pretty nice day, other than the rough start. We have a line of perhaps some gusty winds moving through Sheboygan County right now. Extreme southern Sheboygan heading towards Presque Isle counties. At most right now, probably winds of 20 to, well, probably around 20 to 30. So it's close to strong, but not anywhere near severe. So keep that in mind. Could be some gusty showers moving towards Onaway, eventually towards Canada Creek Ranch as well, and then Presque Isle counties. There's a lot of rain moving through northern Michigan today, not anything severe. We have a cell that's over Fief Lake right now that is not severe. Some heavy downpours, though, as you can see in the reds and pinks. And as a reminder, anything on the base reflectivity radar is the intensity of your rain. So the greens and blues is lighter rain, yellows, medium rain, and the reds will be your heavy rain. And then we move down here into west and central Michigan. Heavy rain all the way up the 127 corridor from Clare down south through about the Ithaca, the M57 exit, and then points to the west. Just a big blob of rain over Montcalm County right now. I think 100% of Montcalm County is in some sort of rain at the current time. It's just buried underneath this. Hail in Easttown, Grand Rapids. Thank you for that report. And yeah, just going further south here, we also have a couple cells popping up in Hastings. I'm going to go to CC real quick. CC kind of picks out where the hail would be. Yeah, there could be a little bit mixed in there. A little bit of a core. Not a whole lot. There could be a little bit of hail also falling down here in Calhoun County, south of Battle Creek. Something like that. Yeah, just a couple cells across Berry, Eaton, Calhoun County, and then you have this MCS down here in Indiana and Ohio. It's just going to continue to go straight east along the I-80-90 corridor. Also have a cell near Marcellus in southwest Michigan that is also not doing a whole lot other than maybe being a little bit of being a little gusty. That's about it. And this cell offshore of Holland is not doing anything anymore. It looks like just a normal shower. So we're going to keep an eye on this cell as it crosses the lake later tonight. That appears to be... It does have a special marine warning on it, which is like a severe thunderstorm warning for the waters, for any boaters out there. If you're in that blue box, you do not want to be on smaller boats in those waters. So that blue box is there's a precursor to say, hey, there's severe weather coming your way. Winds are going to get crazy, and the waves might get a little bit choppy. So nice outflow boundary, though, forming on the edge of that storm. And that outflow boundary will continue to pull these showers and storms further south than east. That is a look around the state for all the storms in Michigan. And I believe, let's look over at chat here. We have the Wizard becoming an EF0 member here on our YouTube channel. Thank you, the Wizard. Awesome. Good to see you back. Yeah, nothing going on out there right now other than showers and thunderstorms wildly across the state. So we'll take the zoomed out view. Hopefully you guys, when you look at this map, because again this is county based with a couple big cities listed down there, you can pick out where exactly you're located on a county based map like this. In fact, actually we just had a report of a funnel cloud back there in Wisconsin on that storm. So again, that will be worth monitoring as it heads down towards Oceana, Muskegon, Ottawa counties later. Again, we'll probably do part 2 coverage since we are going to be hopping off here in just a moment. Other than that, right now, again, not a whole lot of concern. People are tagging me behind the scenes here. What's going on? Oh, that's a good idea. We can go through the cameras here real quick just to show you guys what our camera network looks like. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. In fact, we have a really good example of this right now. Where's it at? Easy. Not seeing it. Give me one sec here. There we go. Here's our camera network. Just a good example of all the cameras we have. There's a couple that I need to throw back in as well. That I have not added yet, that we just got added to our stream. But this is our Manistee cam, which right there on the top of the Hampton Inn in Manistee, you have Manistee Beach down there, you have the piers. This up here is the thunderstorm. This is the anvil from the thunderstorm way over there in the distance in Green Bay. That is 60 miles away, and because the winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere today are blowing at like 100 miles per hour off to the east, the tops of the thunderstorms are getting caught in that jet stream and just getting sheared all the way off to the top. So these clouds are up there where the winds are blowing at, 100 miles per hour at like, I don't know, 50,000 feet up or whatever. But again, that acts as like basically like a shield. That whole cloud base is just overstretching the entire lake, reaches all the way over to the west side of the lake. So you can see the edge of that anvil as it runs down across the lake back to that storm there in Green Bay. So very, very cool, very beautiful. Again, that's atop the Hampton Inn waterfront there at Manistee. This is the Old Stone Porch in Ionia. This is a barn wedding venue, north side of Ionia, looking west. We also have the Storm Guard camera in Lake Orion. Got the Dearborn cam. It's looking to the north and west. We have Wolverine there in northern Michigan. Pretty gloomy out there. This is going to be from Charlotte, the fire department in Charlotte, Michigan, down there near Lansing. And we got Burton as well, which is the home of Guardian Technologies headquarters. That is looking south down the road outside of their HQ there. So those are all the ones I have currently added. There's a couple more that I have not added to my software yet, but it is going to be coming in here very soon. And again, this is a nice look at all the cameras I just went through there. I do believe we have Imlay City that we added. Oh man, I wish Ryan was here. He'd be able to tell me all the new ones. SOS Ryan. Imlay City I know is one of the new ones. I'm trying to think of the other ones off the top of my head. Oh, Chelsea, Milestone Ranch as well. Let's see if Ryan's. I don't know if Ryan's watching or not. He's not. Okay. But yeah, we have a lot of different cameras coming in, and we'll have more added here very soon. So again, if you want your business to be popped up on here, we're looking. So send us an email. We'd love to get in touch. I've also been told that we might have just reached 60K on YouTube today, which makes sense because we were pretty close. Going into today, so I can't even get back to my radar. This is crazy. There we go. Let me go check. Yes, we did hit 60,000 subscribers on YouTube today. So that is a milestone, and you guys know what that means. If you're new here, you don't know what that means. I have to do a dance. This is the part of the stream where we're on our way out. You know, it's not that serious anymore. There's not any severe storms going on out there. I'll double check the shear line though. It's going into Greenville right now, just to see. Yeah, we're good there. It could be a little gusty in Greenville soon, but yeah, this is it's dance time, and I haven't been rehearsing, so might need some ideas. If you're watching on YouTube, we are on our way to 100,000 subscribers. All you have to have is a Google account. Hop over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Our username is MI Storm Chasers, or you just type in Michigan Storm Chasers, and we are here. As a reminder, once we hit 100,000 on YouTube and 500,000 on Facebook, we'll have separate giveaways for people that follow on both platforms. So we want to make sure that you're following for that. On top of the fact that obviously we are #1 in the state for wall-to-wall coverage for severe weather for all 83 counties. So appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. I am watching chat right now for ideas in terms of what to do. I'm not seeing a whole lot of ideas, but that's okay. Again, right now, on radar, not a whole lot going on out there. Just a lot of showers and thunderstorms. Everywhere you see there on radar in the greens and blues is light rain. The yellows and the reds is heavy rain. Nothing severe to talk about at the current time. I'm just looking at the comments right now. The problem is there's a lot that I've done before. For those who've been here since the start on YouTube, I used to do it for like every 1,000, then I changed it to every 5K. I'll look up that one real quick. I think I remember how to do this one. First an ad. I've already did the chicken dance. Yeah, again, there's nothing severe on going out there right now. Oh, that dance, man. I feel like I've done that one too. I'll just probably do like a combination of dances that honestly I'll probably just like freelance it essentially. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. And you guys can keep throwing ideas out there. If I see something, I can maybe put it in chat. Again, there's a lot of dances I know, showing my age a little bit. I'm only 25, so there's a lot of dances that I probably don't know because they're probably from a long time ago. Again, I know a lot of dances, and I've heard of the names of them before, but again, they kind of don't come to the top of my head, so it's okay. But I saw Footloose a lot, which I believe is a lot of like it's like twisting and shouting, so I might try that one. So give me 1 sec. I'll be right back. I'm still here. To do the worm. Hilarious. Goodness, you guys are gonna make me break something, probably. Ryan's not dancing. Okay, here's the thing though. Ryan's not dancing until we get to at least 100,000 on YouTube. So, encouragement, if you have not subscribed on YouTube yet, obviously I do this for every 5K, but Ryan, if you want to see Ryan dance, we got to get to 100K. And again, there's like 450,000 of you guys that follow us on Facebook, so if you haven't hopped over to YouTube yet and followed us here, what are you waiting for? Just saying. It is going to be a huge milestone, so something we'll talk about. But yeah, I mean, my embarrassment is your guys's laugh. You guys can laugh at my expense essentially. So it is what it is. For those who watch on Discord, or those that are in the Discord channel, they have every time I've done a dance, like in the last couple milestones now, this always turns into like a GIF that is used on Discord literally all the time. So this dance will probably be the next one, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my dance right now for 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're just tuning in, no severe weather ongoing right now. As you can see across the state right now, it's all just rain. We have one strong storm up here in the Green Bay region that is coming on shore to Lake Michigan right now. And that cloud we saw on the Lake Michigan cam from Manistee. Again, very tall storm, and it's getting sheared off all the way across the lake because of that jet stream today. So again, this storm right here is the only storm that we're going to be watching probably later tonight. All of this in Michigan right now, that is all normal rain, normal thunderstorms. Could be a little bit of a flooding threat. Anyways, trying to think what I want to go with. I might just honestly freestyle it, because in the past I freestyled it and it honestly worked out pretty well. So yeah, without further ado, I'm not sure if I can turn that down a little bit, because again, this camera is so close to me. Is this a weather forecast? Yes, it is. For those who are just tuning in and might be super confused, as a reminder here, every time we hit a 5K milestone on YouTube, I do a dance. It's just something that I've done. You guys just have to put up with it. It's okay. It's been something that we've done all the time, and everyone gets a kick out of it. So you guys are here and in for a treat right now. Fair warning, not the best dancer. It is what it is. Anyways, go ahead and get the dance on. Just get the footloose going. And again, I wish I could do the music, but the twist and shout. And then Charlie Brown. And then the... Stop. Oh, this is like... I'm putting this way up because you can barely see my head. That's too far. There we go. Also, I've been doing a lot of this lately. A little bit of like the shoulder, arms, and then the back. But usually I have someone else to toss it to, so. And then pull the person in. I don't have anyone else over here. You can just imagine like Ryan's over here, and I'm pulling him in, and then, whoa. So. And then, I don't know. I'm just kind of boogieing right now. Wait. There we go. Anyways, there's your 60K dance. 60,000 on YouTube. If that doesn't get you to sub, I don't know what will. Other than the fact that Ryan is gonna dance once we get past 100K. Group dance would be kind of hard to coordinate because we're all across the state. But again, Ryan's dancing once we get over 100K. So again, there's like 450,000 of you on Facebook. All we need is 40,000 of you or less now to just jump over to YouTube and subscribe, and then we can get to 100K. You'd see me dance probably another 20 times, and then you get to see Ryan dance. So there you go. Anyways, that's our little fun thing that I do for y'all for hitting a milestone. Hopefully it wasn't too cringe. If it was, I do apologize. Just something to keep things lighthearted after a day of tracking severe weather across the state. Again, we're able to do this mainly because it is social media. You can basically do whatever, and again, it's not hurting anyone. So again, 65K for YouTube is the next milestone for when I dance. So if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. Otherwise, as always, make sure you're following us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or X for all of our live streams across the state of Michigan for their severe weather coverage. We always recommend that you do follow us on at least 2 just in case one of the other platforms does go down during the stream. It's happened before. Just saying it could happen again in the future. Thankfully today that didn't happen. And as always, we are on every single social media that you could possibly think of with the username MIStormChasers. So search it up. You'll find us. Instagram, TikTok, Threads, you name it. Again, I'm Chief Meteorologist Joel Fritzma, signing off for now. Again, looking around the state, there is only heavy rain showers ongoing. Not a whole lot in terms of wind, other than perhaps a little bit of a shear line up here in Presque Isle County, which is heading towards Canada Creek Ranch right now. So other than that, we're watching a strong storm. We'll keep an eye on this storm behind the scenes as it crosses the lake and heads towards Oceana, Muskegon counties later. I'm going to hop off for now. We'll catch you guys next time here at MSC for a live stream. Thanks again to the moderators today as well for helping out with the stream, keeping everyone in check in terms of the chat. And as always, for our chasers who went out and chased for us today to give you guys those live shots. So shout out to everyone all around, and you guys as well for hitting that like button, that share button, subscribe button, depending on what all you do. Even if you support us through super chats here, all helps the same. So thank you guys very much. We'll talk soon. Have a great rest of your evening out there. Enjoy the sun if it does come out. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday and Sunday tomorrow.